we have a name for the kind of minor scale that we've been looking at so far, and we call that the natural minor scale. The natural minor scale is sort of our default version of the minor scale. It's the minor scale that we make when we derive a minor scale from its relative major. So if I have a C major scale and I create an A minor scale by starting on the 6th scale degree, that scale that I create is a natural minor scale. So it's our default version of the minor scale. When we looked at the major scale, you remember back when we first looked at the major scale, we talked about the intervals, the pattern of half steps and whole steps that defined the major scale. That pattern of whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. I'd like to look at the natural minor scale in the same way and investigate what are the pattern of whole steps and half steps, because really that pattern of whole steps and half steps is the DNA of a particular scale. It's what defines what that scale actually is. So this will be a pretty easy process. Let's go through and let's use A minor as our example. So C to B is a whole step, B to C is a half step, C to D is a whole step, D to E is a whole step, E to F is a half step, F to G is a whole step, and G to A is a whole step. So we come up with a unique pattern of whole steps and half steps that define this minor key. So if I start on A, we go whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. And just like we can create a major key from the distinctive pattern of whole steps and half steps, we can also create a minor key from any distinctive pattern of whole steps and half steps. So for instance, suppose I wanted to make a minor key starting on, I want to start a minor key starting on F sharp. I could use this pattern of whole steps and half steps to figure out what that's going to be. So my first interval needs to be a whole step up from F sharp is G sharp. Then I need a half step up from G sharp is A. A whole step up from A is B. A whole step up from B is C sharp. A half step up from C sharp is D. A whole step up from D is E. And then finally a whole step up from from E is F sharp. And we come back to where we started on F sharp. So there's an example of a natural minor scale that we derived from that pattern of whole steps and half steps.